The director of Bek Air Company has confirmed the preliminary cause of the plane crash near Almaty. Results of investigation were announced last week. As a result of the investigation of black boxes, experts concluded that the disaster might have been caused by icing conditions on the aircraft. Currently, experts from the Interstate Aviation Committee and the European Aviation Safety Agency are carrying out the simulation of the takeoff. So far, all the flights of the Bek Air Company have been cancelled. The announcement on the Bek Air website states that the flights for January 15th and 16th are cancelled. Flight tickets will be refunded. A virus previously unknown to science and infecting lungs caused an outbreak in China's Wuhan city. According to BBC, 59 people have been reported as sick, 7 of which are considered critical. The World Health Organization has called the countries to actively monitor a new type of virus. Storm Brendan hit the coast of the United Kingdom. A yellow warning has been issued in several counties. The wind speed reaches 80 km per hour. Meanwhile, weather services warn the risk of coastal flooding. Local media reported that because of the storm, more than 100,000 houses are left without electricity. The Queen Elizabeth II supported the Duke and Duchess of Sussex on their desire to begin a new life. Previously, Prince Harry and Meghan unexpectedly stepped back from some of their royal duties. During the meeting, an agreement on a period of transition has been reached, which states that the Duke and Duchess of Sussex will spend time in Canada and the UK. The time of this period is not defined. The compact power distribution equipment manufacturing enterprise will be built in the capital city of Kazakhstan. This was stated during the visit of Mayor of Nur-Sultan Altai Kulginov to Seoul. By 2021, the first products will be released. The manufactured equipment will be provided to Kazakhstan cities with more than 1 million populations and the Commonwealth of Independent States.
Планируем 50 на 50 с обеих сторон. Будет полностью передача технологий.
We plan to have a 50-50 sharing. There will be a complete transfer of latest technology. Last time patents were upgraded back in 2013 and 2016. We can reduce the size of our substations by 10 times. We will produce the equipment for $37 million. We will cover the entire Commonwealth of Independent States.
Считать валовым, в долларах, это на $37 миллионов. Мы закроем потребности всего СНГ.
The special economic and industrial zones are one of the important tools to attract investments and promote export. To date, there are 13 special economic zones operating in Kazakhstan. The list of prioritized types of activities of several zones has been amended by the Kazakh government in order to make the special economic zones more efficient. For example, priorities are clearly defined in the Taraz Chemical Park. The sugar factory, worth 79.8 billion tenge, will start working in the end of 2021. The capacity will amount to 8,000 tons of sugar per day. Amendments have been also made to the list of prioritized activities of the Turkestan Special Economic Zone and the Alatau Park of Innovative Technologies. The Ahtau Resort Hotel multifunctional complex is planned to be built, which will operate in the Ahtau Seaport Special Economic Zone. Clarifications have been made for activities related to building and operating of the international airport of the Turkestan city. Women's contribution to Kazakhstan's GDP is estimated at 40%. Experts said that the amount of women entrepreneurs in the country is increasing. More than a third of the total number of domestic entrepreneurs is women. The share of the economically active state population reaches nearly 50%.
На сегодняшний день из субъектов предпринимательства это свыше 1,5 миллионов.
Today, women own more than 1,648,000 business entities. If we take the economical segment, most of the women work in service sector. 52% of the women work in trade sector, 64% in the service sector, and another 64% in medicine. Only 5% of the women work in industrial sector, and this is an indicator that should grow. Atameken is raising awareness about the topic of expanding the women's involvement in the manufacturing industry.
Вопрос о более широком вовлечении женщин в обрабатывающую отрасль.
For this purpose, the unique Altın Oymak contest for women entrepreneurs was held last year for the first time in Kazakhstan. It was organized by the Atameken National Chamber in partnership with the Fund for Supporting Women Entrepreneurship in the country. Over 280 Kazakh designers from all over the country took part in the contest. Within the project, many of them successfully expanded their production and found potential business partners.
Этот конкурс будет стимулировать, наверное, в первую очередь использование национального.
First of all, this contest will stimulate the use of patterns of national identity in everyday clothing, sportswear, and in children's clothing, as well as in home items that include bedding, napkins, and cutlery. The most surprising is that a year-long contest has triggered this entire industry and other related sectors. We involved the manufacturing industry, specifically the furniture industry. As a result, masters of ceramics and craftswomen have joined us.
К нам производители керамики, к нам подключились ремесленники.
The only ski resort in Tajikistan is located in the Takop village, which is 70 kilometers away from Dushanbe. The resort offers clean and sparkling snow, fresh mountain air, and beautiful winter landscapes. People enjoy skiing, sledding in the snow, snow tubing, and snowboarding. We have a lot of guests who don't know how to ski and snowboard. There are instructors who can teach them how to ski in a short period of time. Each thread of the ski lift is nearly 1 kilometer long. The ski lift carries athletes and people who want to ski on the slopes of snowy peaks in a few minutes. I like snow tubing very much. It's very fast and I enjoy it so much. Sometimes it gets scary when there are the fastest tubes. Of course, doing sports is cool. You become healthier. The body is constantly kept in good shape. There is a saying, a healthy mind in a healthy body. All conditions for tourists have been created in the territory of the ski resort. There are campsites, restaurants, a children's playground, and a comfortable hotel. There are also the reconstructed Children's and Youth Winter Sports School and the office of the Tajikistan Winter Sports Association. Nur-Sultan hosted the classical music concert from the Musical Intersection series. It presented art of the ensemble's performance in the musical intersection of the Central Asian masters. Violinists and the people's artist of Kyrgyzstan, Ernis Asanaliyev, performed at the stage of Astana Opera for the first time. The foreign guest, the talented Kazakh instrumentalist and the leading soloist of the theater's chamber orchestra, performed the famous works of great classical music composers such as Mozart, Bach, and Schumann. The artists enjoyed a joint musical performance which impressed the public with performances of remarkable masters. The Astana Opera Chamber Orchestra is wonderful. Musicians are very professional. We communicated very well in terms of music. We managed to settle in one day. Of course, in the near future, we plan to create joint concerts in the capital cities of our countries, and probably not only in the capitals, but in the regions as well. We will build bridges of friendship.
Будем строить мосты дружбы.
Olga Chavkina is finishing the internal design of her new studio in Oskimyan. She used to showcase her works at the pedestrian Arbat Street 10 years ago. Today, she has the workshop in the city's center. The artist used grants that she won in regional art festivals in order to improve her creative studio. She also offers painting classes for children from low-income families. I wish there were more studios for children, teenagers and adults in the city. The artist doesn't always manage to have a break from the daily routine and delve into art. In addition to creative activities, Olga is an active representative of the local youth body in the regional center. She has won the 100 New Faces of Kazakhstan project, working very hard. The participant of the 100 New Faces of Kazakhstan project must clearly know about his or her goals and achievements. He or she must have clear desire to leave a legacy. I'm conscious about the fact that I have to work hard to make my studio popular. Paintings of the artist can be found in houses of collectors of Germany, Turkey, Russia and El Salvador. Abai is well known as a philosopher, poet and educator among the young generation. The great Kazakh poet is also renowned for his research works. There is a need to review his works. This was opined by scientists during the Abai is a poet, humanist and translator seminar held in Nur-Sultan. The event was dedicated to the 175th anniversary of Abai. The scientists discussed his works and divided them into several topics. The newly published article of President of Kazakhstan, Kassym-Jomart Tokayev, in the Yegemen Kazakhstan newspaper was also discussed at the seminar. We know him as an educator and poet, but only few of us know that Abai was a scientist as well. Since 1878, he had been a member of the Semipalatinsk Regional Statistics Committee. This means that he was involved in regional work, responsibilities of which involved the study of history and regional studies. There are so many things to discover in Abai studies. Philosophers, literary critics and historians have studied and will study Abai for decades. In order to master Kazakh language, you need to know Abai. You need to understand Abai. He's a bright star of our nation. Abai was honored by humanists of the last century such as Alikhan Bukikhanov and Mirzakhab Dulatov. They were the first to study Abai's works. Their sayings are echoed in the article of the President of Kazakhstan. Beauty of poetry and music go beyond boundaries and national divisions. The poetry reaches hearts and inspires and elevates. This is evidenced by the Georgian Polyphony singing performance in Kazakh language.
Bakunin – это выдающийся человек, общественный деятель и поэт. А второй половины
Abai is an outstanding public figure and poet of the second half of the 19th century. He fits into Georgian reality. We can draw parallels with another equally important poet of the second half of the 19th century, Ilya Chavchavadze. It was the era of growth and rise of national identity of ethnic groups that used to be part of the Russian Empire.
Когда идет рост и подъем национального самосознания тех народностей, которые когда-то находились в составе Российской империи.
Georgian musicians didn't just perform a song in Kazakh language. They kept the folk sound but also added the Georgian polyphony. Musicians noted that Abai Khonanbayeva and Ilya Chavchavadze were both romantics. Therefore, the Kazakh love song is very close to Georgians. I think that our musicians performed the song very well. Of course, there were difficulties with pronunciation of the Kazakh text, but we managed it. The text author is a genius poet. All his works are very beautiful and sincere. The Geo-Folk Tour project has been organized for 9 years. Musicians have their fan base in different countries, including Kazakhstan. They promise that they will add new Kazakh songs to their repertoire.